And welcome back to Yakuza 0. It's time to take on Club Moon.
Hooray.
The requirements for the Club Moon milestones are a little higher than the rest of the 5 stars. Like, I believe the first milestone is 1,500 for the other clubs, but this one's 2,000. Which doesn't really mean much if you play your cards right, but whatever. Let's go check out Club Moon. And I and Yuki are coming along on our field trip too.
Hi.
Just because this is the last one.
Hi.
I kind of wish I were getting in on the Scooby-Doo Tower too. Oh no, we've been spotted.
I'm glad somebody else filled us in on that.
I knows what's up. She was one of the best. But yeah, this is the final platinum hostess of the game, Mana.
Hooray.
I legitimately don't really know a whole lot about her. And that's because you unlock her for use in the Cabaret Club after you finish the storyline. So unless you go back in to play the minigame some more, you're not actually gonna get a chance to, you know, use her.
You please use a different word.
Deploy her? Field her?
No.
I guess to be fair, if you want to finish all the side stories, you do need to at least finish all of her training sessions. So that's at least another 5 or 6 rounds of Cabaret you gotta play.
God.
That said, you don't actually have to do anything. Like, you could just field a crew of, like, bronze girls in the Club Mars area and just not do anything.
Hi. Hi.
So do we know anything about those guys on the giant billboard behind this? This is clearly trying to get us to either pay attention to or watch.
No.
Damn it.
I wish I could say something more about them, because I'm actually legitimately interested, but no. Anyway, let's talk with Chika.
Right.
I'm
just gonna look at my
training with
phone
her-
for 20 minutes.
Yeah, I'm kind of just playing Big Boss. The training sessions with Chika did not do anything to improve my opinion of her.
それじゃあ
よく時間を割いてるのは読書ですね。
Oh, been playing anything good these days, Jabo?
Not really.
小説が大半です。
Kind of just retreading old games, see what I
物語
can
が大好きで、
beat,
自
you
分がそ
know?
の世界に入り込んでいる
Ah.
姿が
Games I haven't
楽しみです。
completed or should probably complete,
なるほど
challenges to do and stuff.
I see, I see.
Yeah, I've been playing a shit ton of Enter the
人生に
Gungeon. It's
歴
been
史も
fun.
ジャンル問わず何でも読みますけど、
I have heard a lot of good things about that.
Yeah, it's a fun game.
ですかね。
They came out with Exit the Gungeon recently. It's also pretty good.
Oh, right, right. I remember hearing about that too.
Yeah, I definitely recommend.
Is that a roguelike?
Yes, they're both roguelikes. But
Okay,
Exit
that's what I.
the Gungeon is a much faster game. Like you can complete it in about I'd say easily half the time you would Enter the Gungeon.
I
So
see.
there's a lot more depth to both games as well than you would ever
小
think.
説みたいな声に憧れてる部分もあ
There's
る
just
と
so
思い
much to
ます。
unlock and do stuff with.
おいおい
Yeah, I could believe that. The one of the few roguelikes I've really enjoyed playing in recent times is Slay the Spire.
Oh yeah, yeah.
There's a lot of depth to that I just was not expecting.
真島さん
I remember really enjoying Rogue Legacy.
少し前向きに
Ooh,
なれ
that's
た
a
かもし
good
れ
one.
ません。
Yeah, there's a sequel, eh?
I thought they just announced that it was in development.
Well, yeah, they announced it. I think it's coming out later this year too.
それじゃあ
Wait, shit, really?
Yeah. It's I know it's out on Steam, or at least they show it on Steam.
読書以外ですか？
Rogue Legacy.
Summer
2.
2020.
音楽を鑑賞したり
Summer 2020,
美術館に行ったり、舞台を見に行ったり。
Yeah, that's awesome. I didn't realize it was so soon.
Yeah. Played a lot of Doom Eternal. I binged that for 3 days, but I don't know.
そうです。
Not too big on it compared to Doom 2016.
相手の女性は趣味
Which is
が
kind of sad to say because I really enjoyed Doom 2016.
Yeah, Doom 2016. I played a couple hours of that and I really liked it. I should get back to it one day, but what I did play was really good.
Yeah, it's a really solid experience. Doom Eternal, I feel, just kind of
その通りだと思います。
it does some annoying
真島さん
stuff
って素敵な考え方するんです
that
ね。
just feels weird compared to Doom 2016.
Yeah, one of the complaints I've heard is with the Marauders.
Oh, dude, don't even get me started.
私、
Hate
真
those
島さんと一緒にい
guys.
るともっともっと
I
世界が
was talking
広が
about
る
this
気が
with
します。
Liquidy the other day, and I looked them up to see if there's any tips or tricks that he might not have had, and I found a sentence that said, "You cannot kill the Marauders with the BFG," and I think that's all you really need to say about that.
はい。
Yeah, there's
楽しみにしてますね。
so the Marauder is the worst kind of enemy you could ever design
そうやな
because essentially if you get too close, he pulls out a shotgun and shoots you, and the shotgun blast the blast itself pushes you away. So and there's no way you can't avoid it.
そうです
You can't do anything. If you're too close, he's just gonna shoot
こ
you.
とですかね。
You could probably try to dodge or whatever, but even if you dodge successfully, you still don't get a free shot at the guy
はい。
because he'll just block immediately.
方向音痴で
And
すぐに
if
道
you
に迷うことができるんですよ。
try to dodge sideways closer to him, whatever, you're not improving your situation. So he's just gonna shoot you with your shotgun anyway. So he pushes you back no matter what. Then if you're too far,
さすが
he
真島さん
does this
素敵なこと言います
axe
ね。
swipe attack that sends a beam weapon or whatever, a axe beam thing towards you, and obviously you'll get hit by that and you'll take damage. So you have to be in this middle ground, which is really annoying because it's kind of hard to be in this exact distance.
驚いた。
especially considering you're in a 3D world. So like obstacles will kind of push you or like be in the way, so you can't always be at that optimal range. And
Right.
and if you try to attack him in any way, shape, or form, he immediately will bring up a shield which blocks all weapons. And I think only one can like overload his shield, so whatever. You have probably about half to like a quarter of the amount of ammo that you would have had in Doom 2016 as you do in Doom Eternal, which is terrible. I really hate that design decision.
Yeah, that sounds wrong.
It's terrible because you start off with a shotgun, which is supposed to be like your best weapon type idea, and you only get 12 shots. It's 12 or 16 that you start with, which is very low, like criminally low. Anyways, so these marauders, and you have to wait until they make this sound and their eyes glow green, and then you can shoot them to do damage. So, and they only do that once they're in that optimal range, quote unquote. So you're always fighting for proper spacing, which is, in my opinion, terrible for an FPS game like Doom Eternal, because yes, spacing is great and all, and like you want to be some sort of like master of combat or whatever, where you're constantly going from, you know, evolving situations, but you just end up like shit in the bed whenever you're against marauders. Or at least that was my experience. Maybe I'm terrible at Doom Eternal, I don't know, but like I hated every fight with marauders. And then to make matters worse, so you can only hit them in a specific window or whatever. The marauder is specifically immune to all super weapons, is what like the entry for it says. So
why would you do that though?
So there's a thing called Blood Fist, which is like basically just like a superpowered punch that like melts enemies away. Like if you get close to somebody, you blood punch them, it's supposed to be fantastic, turns them into just like giblets or whatever, and like you regain HP. The blood punch doesn't work on the marauder regardless, even if he's like available to be attacked. I don't think it works on him. The BFG doesn't work, and there's another gun that's like a secret unlock or whatever that actually made an appearance in Doom 64, which also I think doesn't work on him, because if the BFG doesn't work, then it shouldn't work either. So you can only kill him with traditional weapons, which is annoying because some weapons are actually, they're changed from Doom 2016 and some not exactly in the better way. So it's really hard to kill a marauder. So you have this entire like package of a character that like it's pretty tough no matter how you slice it. And then to add insult to injury, this guy can summon a wolf. And this wolf is like an energy wolf. And the energy wolf attacks completely independently from the marauder. And there's many a time that this wolf will flank you out of nowhere. And you can't kill it in the same way as you like would other units sometimes, or at least it felt like that. So like you have to shoot the wolf, but you can't shoot the wolf and the guy at the same time because the way that like your weapons are. So you have to kind of make a choice sometimes, or you have to shoot a grenade like at your feet so that the area of effect damage kills the wolf while you're also attacking this marauder. And it's just like it's very hectic in a way that is not enjoyable to me anyways. And then
yeah, that doesn't sound very conducive to the Doom experience.
It's just like, so Doom 2016, they always made this like point when in like interviews and stuff to be like this quote unquote dance of death, or like the machinations of like fast-paced combat and how you should always be moving, and the situation like you need to change your play style to suit the situation at hand. So for example, like if there's a lot of zombies, you need to be using weapons that are good against zombies rather than Caco Demons or Hell Knights and whatever, which makes total sense. But the Marauder can only be hurt and killed in very specific situations. That just makes it really annoying to fight, rather than give you some like some combat situation that meshes with other things. Because again, the Marauder can only it's a very strict situation for the Marauder, whereas like a Cacodemon, you can kill it with any weapon. Some of them just do much better against it.
Right.
So it just ends up being like very annoying. And then Doom Eternal has this thing where it focuses a lot. Well, I shouldn't say focuses, but there are a lot more situations where Doom Eternal will shake your screen or have something show up on it. And when you're fighting the Marauder, just about all his attacks will like shake your screen and like move, like jitter your view, kind of. And
that's not obnoxious.
Yeah, well, and if you thought that was bad, every time the wolf attacks you, there's like a giant like jaw outline thing that flashes on your screen. So like you're trying to kill this dude, and all of a sudden you get hit by a wolf from out of your view because like you're busy hitting the bigger target, because if he dies, the wolf dies. So you're focusing on the Marauder, the wolf hits you from the side, it shakes your camera, and you have like this giant like bite mark thing that shows up on your screen. It fills up the entire screen, by the way. And it's like
that's also not obnoxious at all.
And it's like piss.
Wow. It's
like piss yellow or orange. I forget what, like specifically. Like that happens, and like because Doom Eternal is a very hectic game in and of itself, regardless of the Marauder. You've got like explosions happening, and a barrel goes off, and like there's like a tentacle off in the distance trying to hit you, and like Cacodemons are coming in to bite you and stuff. It's just chaotic, and not necessarily in a great way.
Yeah, like I could probably describe some crazy hectic situations in like RE2 that are like amazing because of how that game is designed, but this just sounds like a mess.
It's just like it feels like some there's some guy I watch. I'm not sure if I should mention his name on the video just cause, but there was he did a video about Doom Eternal. His videos are great, but he made mention of how a lot of people thought that Doom 2016 was too easy, and I can kind of see that argument and like why it exists and whatever, but it's like I'm trying to find another example of where this happened, where like the testers for the game were just so good at Doom 2016 and they made Doom Eternal too hard, and they didn't have any way to balance it because they didn't release it like as a public beta or whatever for people to try it. So Doom Eternal ends up being this very hard game that is very different from Doom 2016. And you can't really blame the developers in a way because everybody complained that Doom 2016 was too easy. So your reaction is obviously going to be to make something harder.
Yeah, that actually sounds a lot like what I feel like happened with the transition from this game to Yakuza Kiwami. Like to bring it back to Yakuza.
Yeah, at some point anyways.
But yeah, like I mentioned this a lot in the LP of that game that we did, but the bosses in that game are like way overtuned, and I feel like it was a reaction to the bosses in this game being, or you know, just combat in general being on the easier side, which is how they ended up with Kiwami, the stupid regenerating health thing that basically forces you to keep a stack of heat items on you at all times.
Yeah.
And also weapons, so you can instantly pop a heat action.
So yeah, it definitely feels like one of those games that just like, you know, the previous iteration had a sweet spot. People thought it was too easy, so then like they changed essentially how the combat flows in the sequel, and it just, I don't know, I just don't think it works out too well.
Yeah, it sounds like they overtuned it.
It's kind of like I don't think it's a perfect comparison or anything, but like the recent Shadow Warrior from like 2014 or whatever, and Shadow Warrior 2, which came out after, obviously, It's like Shadow Warrior 1, personally, I thought was great because it was a single player experience where it's like you go from area to area and you kill monsters. And like, I like the personality of the main character, and the story was alright, I guess. And then Shadow Warrior 2 is like, okay, well, it's like, we're just basically taking all the elements from the first game. It's now co-op somehow. There's no explanation for it. And like the story just like takes a nosedive. Yeah, it's just very strange. Like I never quite understood it. So.
Yeah, I don't think I'd ever understand it either.
Yeah, I'm just disappointed, you know.
I hear ya. Why don't we wash away that disappointment with a nice karaoke date?
Hooray! Maybe I should just talk some more.
So, Chika's song is Heartbreak Mermaid. I probably said this last time we heard the song, but I'm really not the biggest fan of it. Oh, that's cool. I used the wrong footage in this cut.
I was gonna say, man, this reminds me of the 70s right now.
Well, it's more. This will be fixed in the final cut, so no one's gonna.
70s love song. Yes.
Right now we got Kiryu going.
Yeah, how'd that happen?
I must have used the wrong clip.
I say you just leave it in.
No, I'm gonna use the Chika cut just to for completionist's sake.
But then you'll have to cut out all our conversation.
I mean, I already admitted up front that at the cut version, the version we're watching has the wrong video.
Yeah, fair, I guess.
Also, this song has really only appeared in this game in Kiwami 1, meaning there's been no localized translation. Which is, you know, I didn't. There's no karaoke subtitles you can sing along to up top, like with Rouge of Love.
Heartbreak Mermaid!
Wow. Can't believe you only got a 90.
Yeah, that could have been better. I kinda wish they gave Majima another song to sing, but I'm not gonna say no to more 24-hour Cinderella, I guess. You know, I don't think I've had a chance to talk about this yet, but did you know that Sega actually put a bunch of Yakuza soundtracks on Spotify?
I did not. Tell me more.
They're the soundtracks for the games from 1 through 5. Well, I mean, I guess that's more 0 through 5. And there's also a bunch of little EPs that are just like karaoke collections.
Nice.
There's a Majima collection, there's a Kiryu collection, and then there's one for Yakuza 7, which is I think what prompted all these songs coming onto Spotify. And then there's also like miscellaneous characters, like Yuki. But yeah, you could listen to 24 Hour Cinderella on Spotify.
Nice.
Or Judgment. That is, Kiryu's song Judgment, not the Judgment soundtrack, which should be on there, but isn't.
But do I get to see Majima dancing?
No,
on
unfortunately, these are audio only.
Ooh.
But you get the full song.
Ooh.
Hey, it's not that bad. Like, the song's still great. It is kind of weird, though, that the Yakuza 6 soundtrack didn't make it onto Spotify like the others.
Yeah,
Pretty sure they
You sure it's
Pretty
not?
sure they have the Dead Souls soundtrack too, actually.
You sure it's not like it'll come eventually?
I hope it does.
Because the only other thing I could think of would just be like, your various legal reasons.
I can't think of anything from Yakuza 6 that would be, not cool with or them being able to release it.
Well, I mean, it could be a contract with whoever, right?
That's the thing. I don't think there were anyone aside from, Kiryu's voice actor and, well, I guess maybe some of the girls who were singing karaoke too. But they still were able to do, the other karaoke songs on the other soundtracks.
Yeah, but again, like, you get a new one, and it's like, oh, well, maybe whoever is on the newest, like, on the Yakuza 6 soundtrack, just doesn't want, to sell the rights for online streaming or whatever.
Yeah, maybe.
It's just like how, sure, maybe Yakuza 1 through 5, somebody agreed and was completely fine. Now 6, and it's like, okay, well, online, like, audio streaming and Spotify and stuff now is an actual thing. Maybe I don't want, like, I used to agree to it because whatever, now I don't want to anymore. It's kind of, I don't know, honestly, I wouldn't, like, lose sleep over it. It just seems like a odd decision, if anything.
Yeah, you're not wrong. It's just weird.
Very much so.
Also, I should say that the karaoke EPs that are on Spotify are actually totally different from the other karaoke albums that Sega's put out. Like, to promote Yakuza 6 and Kiwami 2 respectively, there was a Kiryu karaoke collection and a Majima karaoke collection. And what's a good example? There's a special version of Rouge of Love called the Majispec Edition that's on the Majima collection.
Right.
Which is the full song, sung by one of the Yakuza 5 girls. But he's just kind of screaming like a lunatic, as he does, throughout the entire thing, and it's amazing.